it's time to continue work on the Death Star. Last time, we built these DVD shelves behind me. They're going to be fully built in, fully hidden. A couple lower ones over here. The only issue I realized with the lower ones is I'm probably going to have to cover half of it up. Now, here's Stella next to the lower DVD shelves. This second one in that I built goes right up against where the door is going to be. The door track, right now the opening is on the left. The wall is going to be on the right. It's a pocket door, so a wall will be built over half of this opening. I'm going to flip it around so I can fit the pneumatic door stuff on this side. Also, that way you're not going to walk out and walk right into the sauna. The TV folds against the wall, so that's not going to be in the walkway, so the door will be in the middle. The DVD shelves are probably going to be a problem. One, I want to build a Star Wars archway around the door with the angled arch instead of it being round so I can fit the lights behind it. Pretty much every doorway you see in the Star Wars universe has some version of that. Even on the Millennium Falcon, it was padding rather than lights. Archways everywhere, not just a straight doorway with some, door trim or whatever. So I need room for that, and I also need room to hide the compressor. I'm going to build it in. I'm going to soundproof it so you don't hear the compressor reloading. That's going to control the door so we get the cool whoosh sound. That stuff should be ordered anytime. It's a process to get the things. That's going to be a fun video when we get there. The archway will also house the back right speaker. That's what this wire is for. Okay, it's been a little while since I've been able to record, but it doesn't mean I haven't been working. The door is up. The cabinet is enclosed for all the home theater equipment. The part for the air compressor is going to go here. It's going to have to go into that wall, so I have to clear that stuff out. And once that's in and working, I can close up the wall. I'll probably use a piece of paneling rather than sheetrock so I can get to the air tube if I have to. I unfortunately lost the making of, but I made this archway going around so you can have a nice lit archway on the way in. Feels very Star Wars. I rebuilt the lower cabinet there, still need to build a door, and I took the doors off this. I added these spacers in to close up the gap so you can still see a bit of a gap here that'll be caulked over. I added some wood up there to close up the gap up top so I could do a nice 90-degree against the ceiling. And also having these spacers is going to let the doors open more fully because the door trim was hitting here. Everything's been sheetrocked. There's a lot of plain sheetrock in the back of the room for now. It's just plain sheetrock behind this door. Added in the light for the accent lighting, the ones that are diagonal. All the sheetrock bits are going to be mudded tomorrow. That's why it's actually clean for a change. So all my panels are up. On this wall, the extra slot on the bottom is removable separately from the main panel for the French drain cleanouts. And after everything's painted, the light panels will come down to get the frosted backing put on so you can't see through the slats. And I got these really cool 3D printed LED outlet covers for all the outlets in the room. Nothing really new on the screen wall. Top's all going to be caulked against the ceiling. This wall is similar in design but doesn't have the bottom panel. My original thought was to take the entire panel off for the cleanouts, but I think on these panels, I'm going to cut this out and put something there on both sides so it matches the same, but have that be removable on its own for the clean out. And on this one, I think I'm just going to cut off the bottom detail there and put it right back up so you can't tell it's cut off, except for the couple times a year where I have to remove it for the clean out. I got this corner all framed in. The plexi there, you can see the label on it. That's going to be a light up map. I'm going to cut the etched vinyl for that Monday or Tuesday. And I already have the light. I'm just not putting it up because I don't want dust to get all over the LEDs. Closed in the top, and I got a little gap to an outlet behind there. I also put some of the extra rubber flooring pieces I had from the gym side behind this to block the noise of the hot water tank, which is back there. This door does close nice and flush. It will just be painted to blend into the wall. I'm just using the vacuum right now. I built this cubby where there's supposed to be a screen. Amazon keeps screwing up the order. I don't know what the deal is, but that's gonna be that. We're doing the mount right now. Get it as level as possible because we're gonna be building the screen into the wall, so I don't want any weird wonky cuts. Drilled the pilot holes, put the lag bolts in. It's going through the stud, but I also put this backer board here just to keep it extra solid. There's going to be a speaker here, subwoofer in this column right behind me. So there's going to be some vibrations, and it is a tiltable mount, and I don't want it tilting in the wall by itself. Can't get more level than that. Well, here's the TV on the mount. it's not as flat as I was hoping it would be. You can see here, it sticks out quite a bit, which I guess if it was in my living room, it's not a big deal, but for my purposes here, I really want the wall to come up right flush with the frame. And this, of course, will have the hole cut for the projector when it's time. Just a quick update, because it's not exactly Star Wars centric, but I'm getting all the mudding in. Got all that mudded. I did a second coat on this side, a second coat over here. Coming out pretty clean. I'm gonna put a header for the door, so don't worry about that. The column for the rack is here. It's all set. Coming around, this is actually kind of difficult because I need to be able to take this top panel off to put the backing on to get the light in. So I couldn't do this corner, which is not good because that's an ugly corner. So I'll have to fill that in after the fact, which is too bad because I plan on painting this weekend. But we got all this nice and clean and all this nice and clean. This is gonna look cool all molded in. Got the top, that corner was a good amount of fun. All the way down the side there. Might need some caulk in some areas where there are some bigger gaps. Got all that filled in. And I did a pass on the top where it's gonna need some caulk also because this was wood, not sheetrock. But the doors will cover most of it, I just didn't want big gaps. This side I had to do straight tape on the sides, not go around the bend. But it came out pretty good. And of course there's gonna be a footer to match the footer of the DVD shelves. All painted to match. So it's coming along, it's gonna be pretty cool. Had to take the doors off the DVD shelves. All that'll be filled, caulked, sanded, because the furring strips look rough when you paint them and I don't want a rough look. It's gotta be nice and clean. So both of those I'm hoping to tackle Friday as I sand in here for painting on Saturday. As of now, I have 3.5 weeks until the furniture delivery, and my plan is that this is all done, so it's gonna be pushing a pretty good pace to finish.